Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is doing well. If you're still getting settled, I'll give you about a minute or so. If you are settled and you're lying down on your back, that's great because that's where we're going to start class today. So, as you're ready, if you're still checking off those last couple things before you settle in for the next hour into practice, then make your way over to your mat. I remember going back a few months, actually several months now, but we all had obviously a downturn in regards to moving around. We weren't moving around as much, and in some ways, at least here in Los Angeles, and I think in many parts of the country and the world, we're revisiting that practice of moving around less. And so let me remind you, you've done this before, and we can continue the practice. And, this is the practice, this is the yoga life, and to definitely identify where you've probably done most things that are presented in your life before. You may just look at them a little bit differently, or it doesn't necessarily look exactly the same, but there's patterns, and we repeat patterns as humans. You guys have heard about some of my patterns with smoothies and other things over the course of these classes, but we're very habitual. And so in the patterning, if you can observe it and then you can incorporate it and then know where you are, there's a lot of confidence in knowing where you are. So if you're pulling back some of that movement and not moving around as much, wonderful. I think it's great for the greater good of human beings and for everybody to stay safe and healthy regardless of what you think individually. I think there's just a layer of caring about other human beings. And so embrace that practice. Enjoy the home time if you're staying home a little bit more. And let's go ahead and start lying down onto your back. You could always do more yoga. That's not a bad way to go. You can do 2 yoga classes in a day. And I'm not saying there was a student earlier and she was like, how often should I practice? And I was like, well, every day. Why not? And I said, but don't kill yourself every day. Like, there's versatility in the practice. There's so many different ways that you can focus on a certain body part or a pace or listen to your body or all of those things, but you won't know that until you get into the practice. And so land on the consistency that you'll practice every day, and then as you get into the breath, that will start to reveal what the practice looks like each time. And slow down the breathing, slow down the exhale. Imagine that you're all landing in the hot room. And that feeling when the heat layers over your entire being. And what we miss most is how that heat layers into our minds and what it does to our brains, and really helps consolidate our focus. When you're not in the heat, it's very easy for the mind to dart off and go in many directions, and acknowledge if that's happening to you, and then apply the practice of breath and deepen your breath and continue to deepen your breaths, and so that you can give your mind something to draw to. Reach your arms over your head. Give yourself a morning into an afternoon into an evening stretch today. And feel your shoulders. If you did yesterday's class, there was a strong awareness around the shoulders. And if you thought that meant that you wouldn't be sore today, I guess we're all sorely mistaken. Very sore. Bend your legs so that your feet are flat. And then go ahead and roll over onto your right side. Make your way into a child's pose. Spread your knees in so that they're mat width apart. And take your bum back. And then soften the shoulders a bit. Let your elbows slide back and versus straightening them all the way out in front of you. And when I say forehead resting, I mean more of like your hairline, the centerness of the forehead.
but then more up along the hairline, and that you rest into the ground and during your child's pose. And again, here, slow down your breathing, slow down your exhale. And keep your body in child's pose. Just slide your right arm. So lift the head, slide your right arm to the left underneath your armpit. And then slide it out another few inches. So you think it stops, and then slide it out another inch. And then slowly bring yourself back down with gravity. And the right side of your forehead can rest down onto the ground. And you feel it pull and draw up underneath your shoulder blade. And so all we're doing, everybody, is when I say breathe into the sensation, we've created the sensation by putting our body in the position. And then take a breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. And that's the practice of breathing into the sensation. And slide your right arm back out. Feel it release. And enjoy as much of the going into the pose sensation as you do coming out of the pose sensation. And reach your left arm across and turn onto the left side of your forehead. And typically we are so consumed with where we're going next, and that our minds aren't fully present with those feelings and through the release, and to really enjoy those moments, and some lighter moments and some moments of stillness. And yet all along continue to breathe. Connect breath in through the nose, out through the nose, please. And slowly bring your left arm back out in front and rise all the way up onto all fours, tabletop. Bring your knees in so they're hip width distance apart. And set your hands, but soften the thumbs in a bit, rather than stretching your thumbs all the way out. And then roll the weight without lifting the heels of the hands. Roll some more weight in towards your fingers, and that's going to deepen the flexion to your wrists. And plug in through your palms, wrap your elbows in, firm your belly into your core, and then kick your right leg straight back behind you. And turn your right toes out, turn your right toes in, roll your right ankle out. Keep your hands pressing firmly down into the ground, and then do a hamstring curl. Right heel into your bum. And keep your low back neutral. And so you're grounding down through your left knee. If you lose the left knee, and then it's all about to collapse down into your low back on the right side. And then bring your right knee back down onto the mat. And feel that. Kick your left leg straight back. And firm your hands into the ground. Arms remain as straight as possible. Turn your left toes out. And then turn them back in. Make circles with your left ankle. Connect to your breath. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. And work the hamstring curl. And bring the heel towards the bum. And ground down through your right knee. And that's going to keep you more neutral. And versus extending through your low back and putting weight possibly down, especially if there's a lot of tightness in the top of your bum and to your outer hip. Go ahead and bring your left knee back down. Feel this tabletop. And reset your hands. And flow some of that strength up into your back. Tuck your toes. Exhale, use your legs, and come back into a downward facing dog. If you're slippery and you're on your towel, you can always pull your towel back and start with your hands directly on your sticky mat. Solid foundation, and work the elongation of your breath. So a lot of times people will want to elongate their bodies before they elongate their breath. Elongate your breath first, and then let that elongate your body. And so really it's not a choice, even in direction that you're choosing. It's going to open up the practice of what it means to listen to your body, to see where you're at today, we were talking about earlier. And then apply yourself from in this point going forward. Let's take your feet, walk them forward towards the top of your mat. And big toes together. Slight bend to the knees. And let your arms hang heavy. Interlace the fingers on the back of the head. And gently bring your chin towards your chest. And one more breath. As you exhale, release the hands back down onto the ground. Open the eyes. Inhale, lift halfway to a flat back. And as you exhale, forward fold. Draw the inner thighs back as you press your feet down. Inhale, rise. Feel your legs. Circle the arms up. And exhale, standing. Bring your left arm under your right arm. And so you've got eagle arms. Okay, a single bind would just be giving yourself a hug. And hands to opposite shoulders. A double bind. And cross the elbows. And then you cross back at the wrists. And then your hands are working in towards prayer position. Feel your feet. Lower ribs stay in. Slide your elbows up. And feel your shoulder blades spread on your back. Stay with your ground. Should feel good. Take a deeper breath in. Full breath out. Soften your elbows down. Release your arms back by your sides. And shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, arms reach up. And then exhale, bring your right arm under your left arm. Single bind, give yourself a hug. Double bind, hook the elbows, cross at the wrists. Then work your hands together in prayer. Floating ribs in, slide the elbows up. And feel the shoulders turn down, out and away from your neck, sides. And feel the sensation, anything you woke up with, anything you're carrying with you into your back. And soften the elbows down, release the arms by your sides, and you'll feel some of that energy flow, shoulders away from your ears, and especially from yesterday. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, dive, forward fold, bring your hands to the ground. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen your spine. And bend your knees, then set your hands, step back into a high plank. So if your hamstrings are really tight, you'll notice that you probably move your feet back before your hands even come down onto the ground. Okay? If that's you, bend your knees, work to keep your feet where they are, and so you can open up the space. You can progress in the opening in the body. Take an inhale, and you can use your knees on the mat or exhale, lower down for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your chest down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. I'm actively pointing the toes. And then exhale, lower the chest down. Keep the tops of the feet on the ground. Reach your hands back. Interlace the fingers behind. Cross your thumbs. And then re-lengthen and lift your chest. Now you can float your feet and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Soften the grip. Bring your feet and hands back down. Palms under your shoulders, tuck your toes, and lift your knees, elbows in, press up to a high plank, and lift your hips back into a downward facing dog. Deepen the breath with your lips sealed. Light constriction through the muscles in the back of your throat, and you can certainly hear that sound of your breath. And with your left foot staying rooted, draw the inner thigh up. So my left heel is pressing down, but the inner thigh is drawing up. Okay, that's going to connect you to your belly. Now inhale your right leg up. Notice how light it feels. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, kick your right leg back. And exhale your knee to your nose. So if you've never done this from your left leg focus, inhale, right leg back. I'm all in my left leg. Bring your right knee into your nose and then step your right foot through. Lower your back knee down. See, it's far less dramatic, right? When you have that foundation connection to your core. And set your left hand flat. Reach your right arm up. You can turn your right toes out. And low lunge twist. Might feel good to even let that right knee and flare out a little bit wider. And hook your right arm behind your low back. You can lower your gaze. And get the hook and then right shoulder away from the ear and begin to move the gaze back up.
Nothing wrong with living in this moment and connecting to your breath, and even feeling connecting to joy or a moment of happiness or a moment of peace. There is nothing wrong with doing that, even with the world spiraling around you. It's okay. We need it. We need moments. We need less expectations and more connection deeply within moments, with ourselves, with each other. And bring your gaze and slide your right hand back down. In squares, you tuck your back toes, lift off your back knee. And take an inhale to elongate your spine. And exhale, straighten your front leg. Take a bow, forehead to your knee. Walk your hands back ever so slightly, and then inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, bow, forehead to your knee. Bend your front leg, inhale. And as you exhale, forward fold, straighten your front leg. Nice. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold, forehead to your knee. Once again, inhale, bend your front leg, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold, forehead to your right knee. Last one. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold, forehead to your knee. Bend your front leg, set your hands, and then step your right foot back. Come into your downward facing dog. And feel the right side in from your left palm and connect to your right heel. Notice that length in line feels longer than from your right palm to your left heel. Make your right leg strong. Press the heel down, pull the inner thigh up, belly in. Now look, left leg floats up, inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, kick back. Super light. Exhale, knee to your nose. One more. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to your nose. Stay there. Step your left foot all the way through. Lower your right knee down. Set your right palm flat, and then reach your left arm up. Twist. And hips forward. Left toes can turn out. And feel to the outer hip. Feel to the outer thigh. Take your left arm, hook it behind your low back. And as you soften the gaze to get the bind, roll the shoulder, and then the gaze can come back up. And should be a bit of sensation feeling into your outer hips and the posterior chain, and then drawn out of your low back. Opening up the energy in through the twisting. Bring your gaze and left hand back down. And square yourself up. Tuck your back toes. Lift your right knee. And take an inhale. Slide your gaze forward. Exhale. Straighten your front leg. Take a bow. Inhale. Lift halfway. Use your hands. And exhale. Take a bow forward. Inhale. Bend your front leg. And exhale. Straighten the leg. Fold forehead to your knee. Leg is straight. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lunge, gaze forward. Exhale, straighten the leg, fold into the thigh. Last one, everyone. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold forehead to your knee. Inhale, bend your front leg, set your hands. And exhale, step your left foot back. Now feel that length from your right hand to your left heel. And draw the crisscross in lines, right hand to left heel, left hand to right heel. And feel that travel through your back, the strength of your spine. And support energetically as we flow. Bring your big toes together. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Elbows in, neck long. Exhale, chaturanga. Tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, strong legs. And lift your tailbone into downward facing dog. As you feel the sweat, then you can always roll your towel back out. And big toes together. Inhale, heels up. And exhale, walk 2 steps to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand up, reach the arms up. And exhale, grab the inside of your right wrist or your left wrist with your right hand, inside bend to the right.
And draw the wrist back. So again, your right hand is on your left wrist and your side bending to the right. And feel some more space in your low back as you've opened up your hamstrings. Inhale, rise to center. And switch. Left hand inside your right wrist. And side bend to the left. And draw the wrist back, elbows in. And feel the connection to your inner edge, your center line, your core. And stretch into your side body. Inhale, rise. Come back up, palms face. And exhale, bend your legs. Sit your bum back and down. Utkatasana. Feel your legs fire. And pay attention to the strength in your back. Lessen the grip in the shoulders. But if you feel some of that soreness in your shoulders from yesterday, breathe into it. And together, breathe in. And then exhale, rise. Bring your hands to your heart center. Check this out. And release your arms by your sides. Feel your feet. Humble your chin. And you should be able to take a deeper breath into your chest. And some of that heaviness has fallen away. Okay, now let's do it with breath in pace. Inhale, arms up. Grab the inside of your left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, rise back to center, switch. And exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center, palms face. And exhale, bend your legs, sit down into Utkatasana. Working your arms straight. As the hips open, the low back gets stronger. And then your wrists lift a little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart, arms by sides. Feel your feet, humble your chin. Take a deep breath in. So this is a great little sequence. If you hold life in your chest, inhale, arms up. One more time. Grab the inside of your left wrist. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, rise to center, switch. And side bend to the left. Inhale, rise to center, palms face. And exhale, bend your legs, sit into powerful pose. And as you explore going deeper, hips back, knees bend as your wrists lift. Take an inhale. Stand up, hands to your heart, and arms by your sides. Humble your chin, feel the breath in your chest. It's all worth it. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, dive, pull your belly in as you forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Bend your knees, plank. 2 big steps back into a high plank, high push-up. And connect to your belly in your plank, and so you're lighter in your low spine. Feel your upper thighs as you ground down through the balls of your feet. Knees stable, supported, and no grip in your shoulders. Right knee to your right elbow. And step back, left knee to your left elbow. So we're stepping back and switching. And you're seeing how deep you can go into your hip flexors, okay, without dumping your hips down. So we don't want to dump the hips and do this. You want to keep the hips in line with your armpits. And so you're coming at this from your core and versus weakening in your low back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back, downward facing dog. Feel your legs draw your inner thighs up. So I draw the inner thighs up and I draw the belly in at the same time. A little more space. If you lift your heels, step your right foot in between your hands, lower your back knee down. Take a breath in here, take a breath out. And let your hips come forward and down. With your inhale, rise, reach your arms up. Humble your chin, put your hands on the back half of your head. And shoulders down as you roll the head back into the hands. Elbows wide, open the chest. Keep the weight out of your neck. And so we're resting the head into the hands. And feel this in the chest, support from the upper back. 3 inhales, 3 exhales.
And slowly bring your gaze forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your gaze and hands down to the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift off your back knee, and then pivot that heel down. Walk your hands inside, and then all the way back, let's side lunge. And so left toes turn out, and your right toes flip up. And use your arms, hands to the mat. As you work your bum towards your left heel, bend into your left leg. Sensation for most of us. Very few of you, a small percentage, 5%, and probably don't feel much sensation at all. Just stay lifted, support yourself with your core if you're one of those bendy people. Walk your hands back to your right foot, pivot on your back toes so the heel is high. And strengthen and lengthen in your lunge, float your arms by your sides. And then inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, arms back by your sides. 2 more, inhale forward. And exhale, arms by your sides. 1 more, inhale forward. Exhale, arms by your sides. Stay here for a breath in. And bring your hands down onto the mat. Kick your right leg back and open your right hip with a hamstring curl. And right heel into your bum. And if your left heel is getting all excited and lifting up, press the left heel down. Feel the strength in your left leg just like we did earlier. And press the mat away through your palms. And square your hips. Step your right foot in between. Step your left foot forward. Both feet to the top. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Stand up. Feel it. And exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And exhale, dive. Lightly fold, belly in. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant the hands, bend the knees, step back into your high plank. And shoulders stack. And belly in, hips in line with the armpits. Go left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. And so say you feel too stretched out and you're like, ooh, right? In your low back, shorten it up. And you're moving your feet every time. But you're stepping back into the same place. But if it's too long, and then just shorten it up. You'll feel much stronger and connected to your upper back. And then putting all of this into your core. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back into your down dog. Inhale. And exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Lower your right knee down. And take a breath in, take a breath out here. Get your hips set. On your inhale, rise. Reach your arms up. And square your hips. So use the top of your back foot. Use your front heel, hands behind the head. As you lunge, belly in, tailbone down. And then a mid to upper spine back bend. Lay your head into your hands. And you could say observe the sensation, breathe into the sensation. There's primary sensations, there's secondary sensation. Heck, there's the whole body of sensation. You can just breathe into the whole body. And gaze forward, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your gaze and hands down. Tuck your back toes, lift off your back knee. Pivot the heel down like warrior 2, and then walk both hands inside, side lunge. Working to keep the right foot flat. And hands on the mat as your left toes lift. And good balance with breath. Focus. Walk it back to the top. And pivot on your feet so you're square through your hips, top of your mat. Inhale. And draw with your belly. Exhale. Bring your arms by your sides. Inhale. Arms reach forward. And exhale. Arms by your sides. 2 more. Inhale. Reach forward. Exhale. Arms by your sides. Last one. Inhale. Reach forward. Exhale. Arms by your sides. Stay here for your breath in. And bring your hands down onto the ground.
And step your left foot back and come into a downward facing dog. With your right heel heavy, float your left leg up and then open your hip to a hamstring curl. And so this posture has certainly come a long way in feeling the horizontal expansion across your waist. And as we pack everything into the hips, you'll notice it, you'll feel it. Square your hips and step your left foot through, step your right foot forward, bring your big toes together. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. From our center, inhale, rise, stand up, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Arms by your sides. Inhale, reach up, palms face. And exhale, bend your legs, sit back into Utkatasana. And sit down a little bit lower as you inhale. And exhale, fold over straight legs, take a dive. Inhale, lift halfway. Bend the knees, plant the hands, 2 big steps back, high plank. Look forward, inhale. Bend the arms, elbows in, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, notice the openness as you come back into your down dog. Big toes together, inhale, heels up. And exhale, 2 light steps, top of the mat, step and step. Inhale, halfway rise. And as you exhale, bend your legs, sit your bum down, reach your arms up. And then eagle wrap your left arm under your right arm. And all the way into your right foot, eagle wrap your left leg on top of your right leg. And single bind, inner thighs cross, double bind. You've got your left foot around your right calf. Take crunch, elbows to your knees. Inhale, lift the elbows up. And then exhale, crunch. And so it's strength, awareness. Inhale, rise. And exhale, crunch. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Then exhale, crunch. Last one, inhale, rise. Then exhale, crunch. And as you inhale, rise, lift your left knee. Exhale, step your left foot down, release your arms. Hands to your hips, look down, weight into your left foot, draw your right knee up in front of you. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. And so the knee stays in front of the hip. And then start to stand and twist. Reach your right arm back in space. Last thing to move is your gaze. And slowly bring yourself back to center. Hands to your hips. Look forward and step your right foot next to your left foot. Take your left foot, step it back 3 to 4 feet. Both legs straight. And kick your left heel out. You might even pigeon toe your front foot. Means turn your heel out, toes in. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hinge, come halfway down. And find the sensation in the hamstring, back of your right leg. And then if you can, touch your fingertips down onto the ground. And keep your hips drawn back. And keep your hips square. You'll find it. Soften the chin a little bit, shoulders away from your ears. Breathe into that sensation. As you inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, forward fold. Pivot on your back toes. Let your right knee soften. Set your hands flat. And then kick your right leg straight back and up. 3-legged down dog. And then inch by inch, walk your hands back to your left foot. Inch by inch. Left leg straight. Kick through your right heel. And you should feel it kind of like you opened up a gate in your low back. Like if there was a gate on your SI joint And like you've opened that gate on the right side, firm, and connect to your thighs. And keep your right leg strong. Feel it now as you walk your hand. And take a breath in. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward and step your left foot forward, big toes together. Forward fold, feel your right leg. You might feel like, woo, leaning to one side. And draw the balance through your breath. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, fold. Bend your legs, sit your bum down, reach your arms up. Chair pose, bring your right arm under your left arm. Eagle wrap, wrap your right leg over your left leg. Inner thigh, single bind. And foot around your calf, double bind. On the exhale, elbows to your knees, crunch. Inhale, come back up. Don't worry if you fall out. That's the point. Exhale, feel, and come back in. 3 more. Two. Last one. Stand up, inhale, rise, lift your right knee, and step your right foot down, release your arms by your sides. Hands to your hips, all the way into your right foot, lift your left knee in front. Shoulders over your hips, keep your floating ribs in, right hand outside your left thigh. And then we'll draw to the twist. Gaze is the last thing to move. Stand up with it. Breathe. And with your inhale, draw yourself back to center. And hands to your hips, left foot down. Right foot back 3 to 4 feet. Both legs straight, so your right heel is kicked out. Pigeon toe your front foot. Shoulders down, inhale, proud chest. And as you exhale, hinge and come halfway down. And feel the ball of your front foot. It's going to slide you a little bit deeper into the sensation. Hands down onto the ground. And keep your hips back. And breathe into it. If you find yourself home a little bit more, do more yoga. Don't forget about the detox classes for the evening. Really intense when our energy is spiraling around us in the world. Those detox classes for the evening, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, put you right to sleep. Pivot on your back toes and step your right foot forward. Big toes meet. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Stand it up. Inhale, rise. Arms reach. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up. Bend your legs. Sit into chair pose. And exhale, draw your belly in. Forward fold, like you're getting socked in the belly. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bend the knees. Plant the hands. 2 big steps. Plank and lower chaturanga. Tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Together, inhale, lift your right leg up. And exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Inhale, rise, arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Palms together in front of your heart. Work your lunge, right knee forward. Left leg straight as you lift your chest. Nice. Pivot your back heel down. Open your arms into a T, warrior 2. And see what the position has you feeling today. And pull up and out of the tightness if it's there in your right hip crease. And roll your right sitting bone down. Turn your left hip forward. And it's a very micro but mindful adjustment. And bring your hands back to your hips. Straighten your right leg. Pivot your right toes in.
And take an inhale, wide-legged fold. Exhale, bring your chest down. Lead with your chest. Slide your hands down your legs, fingers around the outsides of your ankles. And if you're like, did that, done that. And fingertips underneath the outside edges of your feet. If neither of those, then hands stay on the shins. And work this dimension. Back, your chest coming forward. And breathe into it the best you can. There it is. Always there's an opportunity, the balance of the breath. Right? If you're not breathing, pause. Stop even. And take a breath. And let's walk the hands over to your left foot. So you're turning to the back of your mat. And pivot your right heel high. Set your right palm down. Keep your gaze on the back edge of your mat. Reach your left arm up. And take that top hand, bring it to your low back. And pull your pelvis into your left hand. Come up to your right fingertips. And then float your right arm all the way up. As you bend into your right leg. Nice. Turn your chest to the left. Slide your left hand to the back of your right leg. And then keep reaching up. Feel it for 3, 2, and 1. Gaze in both hands down on. And take a breath in. Bend your right knee. Exhale, step switch. Right foot forward. Step your left foot back. And then lower your left knee down. Untuck the toes. Walk your hips all the way back onto your left heel. Right leg straight. Use your arms to kickstand your heart. And sit up nice and tall. You should get a full, complete, spacious breath into your chest. And crawl your hands forward as you draw your navel in. And you can reach for your right foot, ankle, or shin. Two more breaths. Kick through your right heel, shoulders away from your ears. Place your hands back onto the mat, push off your left shin, come forward to lunge. And back toes tuck, lift off your back knee, slide your right foot back, downward facing dog. Feel the deep breath, notice, observe, and reflect and connect, all in real time as you're breathing. See where your head's at now. And hopefully far less tethered and more deeply connected to the breath in your body. Right foot down, inhale, left leg up. And exhale, big step, left foot all the way through. Inhale, rise, arms out, and then reach up. And bring your hands to your heart center. And chest proud, shoulders away from your ears. And so you're really feeling your legs, a little to no grip in your low back. Pivot your right heel down. And then open your arms into the T, warrior 2. Nice. Straighten your front leg. Turn your left toes in. And then reach your arms up over your head. And bring your hands to your heart center. Take a bow into your wide-legged forward fold. And take the hands outside the legs. Slide them down. Okay, work at fingertips underneath the outside edges of your feet or even underneath your heels. And breathe deeply into it. You know, you feel it. There's progress. Not only in this hour, there's progress from 2 weeks ago, 1 month ago, 6 months ago.
And slide your hands out. Walk your hands over towards your right foot. Pivot square so you're in a lunge. Left hand flat. Keep the gaze at the top edge of your mat. Reach your right arm up. And so we're really focused, even though we're twisting, connecting through the leg and to the belly and to the back. And bring that top hand to your low back. Elbow pointing up. Come up onto your left fingertips. And feel your legs, and then bring your left arm all the way up. And start to twist the chest to the right and your right hand to the back of your left leg. If you've never done this before, that's why we're doing it. Reach your left arm up. And breathe into it, and then softly belly in, gaze in both hands to the mat. Bend your left leg, inhale, and to exhale, step switch, left foot forward, right foot. Soften your right knee down. Untuck your toes, walk your hips all the way back onto your right ankle. And find it, position the torso on the foot. Kickstand your heart, lighter breath is waiting for you. On your exhale, walk your hands forward and hands onto your foot, ankle, and shin. And keep the shoulders back in their sockets so they're not sliding and crunching up to your ears. You don't have to force it. Be where you are. As you inhale, lift your chin. Push off your right shin, come forward, back to lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift off your right knee, step back into your down dog. Feel your body. Take 3 deep breaths, opening up the expression of your downward facing dog. Notice it now versus when you started in your practice today. On your next breath, inhale, come forward out into a high plank. Feel it all connected. And soft eyes, lips sealed. Push out through your palms, straighten your arms as much as you can. And with your belly in, we begin to descend. Bend your arms slowly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your chest down. And keep your hands here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, reach your right arm out into a T. And crawl your right fingertips away. And then we're going to roll onto your right hip. Step your left foot behind your right leg. And let this draw the head of your shoulder back into the socket. And you might feel that point in releasing pressure just outside your chest, just inside your front deltoid. And go ahead and roll yourself slowly. Feel the sensations. Remember, just important and to acknowledge the sensations as you're coming out, as when in, that right arm slide down by your side and take your left arm out into a T, and right hand comes beside your chest. And roll to your left hip and step your right foot behind. Just take a breath in and slowly start to bring yourself back onto your belly. And let your left arm go down by your side. And both arms by your sides. Turn your right cheek into the ground. Bring your big toes together. And let your heels fall apart, please. Release every muscle in your front body into the mat. Enjoy this feeling of space. Every time you do yoga, every time you're on your mat, you're moving about less. We know there's a depth into moving around less, and so I would encourage you and continue to see this as a practice. And switch, bring your left cheek onto the mat. And once again, relax every muscle in your front body here. And bring your chin back. And use your hands, press up to all fours. And when you get to tabletop, sit on your heels. Close your eyes with your head above your heart. And rest your palms face down on your thighs. And as we continue through the last bit of your practice, if there is anybody that you would like to share your practice with, I would encourage you to invite the feeling and the breaths, the conscious care and support, and to travel into those beings and back to you, even if those beings aren't physically here on this earth any longer. Open the eyes, bring your hands back onto your mat, and step back into a downward facing dog, setting up pigeon pose. You now feel this down dog. This was not the down dog when we first started the practice. And so now you're sensing about 500 mindful breaths that you have taken. And sure, your body is relatively the same, but when you're becoming more aware, you can feel the difference. Inhale your right leg up. And exhale, right knee to your right wrist, single pigeon. And set into the shin as you square the hips. And bow yourself forward, come down onto your elbows. In fist, you can rest your forehead or knuckles. And create a little rest for your chin. Whatever feels good for you today.
Take a deep breath in and start to make your way back to your hands. Curl your toes under and press back into your down dog. Take a breath in your dog. And outer hips back, inner thighs up, and belly firm. And float your left leg high, three-legged dog. And transition to pigeon. Left knee to your left wrist. And turn the shin in. Walk your right knee back and down. And then you can offer yourself forward onto your forearms. It's easy to lose that inner sense of self, and when you're moving around all the time. Yoga does this for us, when life is busy and we jump into that yoga class. Many times, though, it's difficult to let go of those attachments within the hour. You're like, oh, my mind was so busy. But if you're finding yourself not moving around as much, what a great opportunity. No need to be discouraged, and no need to get caught up in the individual opinion. If you choose and to move around less, then there will be an opportunity to go deeper into your inner self-awareness. And all of this is built into the process. So really all that I'm doing is showing you that there is a built-in opportunity to listen, to go inside. You're always guided, you're always supported, but we're not always listening. Good. Make your way back up to your hands. Lean off onto your left hip and swing your right leg around in front. Hope feeling nice and relaxed. And then bring your legs out. Let yourself come down onto your back. And legs straight, arms by your sides. Make any adjustments to your shoulders. You might feel good to point your toes, slide your butt up the mat a little bit, and then let everything settle back down. And feel it, all the strength, which is really just your muscles working and to support you against gravity. So hence why you could let go of all your muscles pretty naturally when you lie down. You don't have to hold yourself up against gravity anymore. You can consider all the ways that you hold your mind up into the attachments of moving around, the things that you think you need to do or get done. And this great opportunity to practice stillness. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, one day 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Thank you all for sharing the afternoon, near and far. And being a part of this practice and willing to slow it all down, and to be still, and to open yourself to receive. There is a lot for you and to receive here. And remember, you can always email me. If you got something, let me know. If you didn't get something, let me know. Joe K at urban728yoga.com, everyone. You might feel really relaxed now, so stay here as long as you'd like. And thank you all so much for your practice every day, and look forward to sharing it with you tomorrow. Namaste.